For our first Limber Partner highlight, David loaded up the truck and headed north to Yukon, Oklahoma. He stopped in at Patriot Prosthetics and was able to sit down and spend some time with Dallas Curtis, the owner and a clinician. Dallas has been an early adopter of Unileg, and it's pretty cool to hear him talk about it and just to hear him talk about the way that he cares about his patients and to see the way that Unileg has affected his business and his patients. Seems like a pretty cool guy. If I was in Yukon, Oklahoma, I think Patriot would be probably at the top of my list of places to stop by and check out. But anyways, David's going to take us on inside here, and we'll sit down and have a little talk with Dallas.
What is the first word that pops into your mind when I say Patriot Prosthetics?
My baby,
Yeah.
Well, I've been doing it, for 12 years here. So, it's something that we take pride in and want to make sure we're changing lives. I've been a CPO now for about 20 years. Worked initially in private practice and then in the hospital setting, university setting, and also VA Medical Center.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so was a supervisor there for the prosthetics lab at the VA.
Is that the one here in Oklahoma?
Here in Oklahoma City, nice. Yeah. So really had no intention of leaving the VA, but things happen in life and needed some flexibility. Wanted to do some things with I had two little kids at that time, and
changes everything.
Life changes, right?
Yeah.
So friend and I got together and started Patriot Prosthetics and Orthotics almost 12 years ago. My partner Michael, his dad was an amputee, and he was going to clinics trying to get care, and we realized that that this isn't the care that I feel like I need or deserve as an amputee. So he went to school, became a clinician, came back, started his own company, and then so Michael went to work for his dad.
Yeah.
And then Michael, eventually gets certified, and so that's how he grew up seeing it every day of his life. Having a family member like that really opened your eyes to some of the challenges, and so that's what. Michael, I think what makes him such an amazing clinician as well within our practice is, he lived it, with his dad, seeing him every day and listening to him and getting trained by an amputee who is also a certified clinician. And, so that experience is priceless.
As you may imagine, many clinicians are still skeptical. What would you say to a clinician who is interested in what we are doing, but a little hesitant to try out?
Well, from my experience it's simple. I've seen firsthand the improvement in the quality of life, and that's what we're trying to accomplish at the end of the day. If your goal is to improve your patient's quality of life, then you have to consider it.
Yeah.
Initially, I thought I was looking for the perfect candidate.
Yeah.
Whatever that was, I didn't even know at the time. I would say active, ambulators that are going to go travel and they have a place at the lake, or transtibial amputees now has transtibials.
Yeah, it's everybody.
Almost everybody that I see, I have a discussion about using the Unileg.
Yeah.
100%. Where I've seen the benefits has been from everything from, a nursing home amputee that didn't have an opportunity to a combat veteran that travels on cruise ships and being able, just the ease of walking around the ship and jumping in the pool, going to port, walking the beach, and not having to worry about, did I get my prosthetic wet? Is there sand in the foot shell?
Yep.
Those type of things to, a 20-year user of traditional prosthetics wearing his device in the shower. For the first time, he stood in the shower in 20 years. You don't think about those things.
No, that's an amazing feeling.
He's been using a shower chair, transfer board, sliding, taking his prosthetic off, getting in the shower, or rolling in with his wheelchair and transferring into the shower. And he stood in the shower for the first time in 20 years. That's that's something to hang your hat on. But one that really has touched me was an individual, a bilateral transtibial amputee nursing home patient that nobody had really given him a chance to walk again, but he was determined. The physical therapist was determined if he was motivated, willing to put the work in, because we both knew it was going to be hard. Had some slight knee flexion contractures, had been an amputee bilateral amputee for over a year, sitting in a wheelchair. So deconditioned to a degree, just, lost some strength, lost that range of motion. And nobody had given him a whole lot of opportunities to try to get a prosthetic and move forward. But they called us in to do a consultation and assessment, and started going down that traditional path of prosthetics. And and I was implementing Unilegs to a few patients at that time, and thought, you know what, you would be a great candidate because everything is heavy to you right now, no matter what it is. I could make you the most lightweight, carbon fiber, sleek design that I could do, and it would still feel heavy to you and feel stiff to you. And we introduced the Unilegs to him, and his first walk through the nursing home, he made a lap into the dining hall, and none of the residents had ever seen him walk before. And they gave him a standing ovation in the dining hall as he walked through, and the applause and the cheers and the hoorahs were amazing. I'm getting
goosebumps hearing it.
It's why we do it.
That's exactly that's exactly why we do it.
It's touching. Very touching, and it was emotional for him, the therapist, myself, to see that.
Became an amputee October 4th of 2004.
Oh, wow. So you've got more time than I do.
It was a traumatic amputation, so it wasn't a slow process. It happened instantaneous.
I think, do you mind sharing what happened?
I got ran over by my tractor with brush hog. I met Dallas very shortly after I became an amputee at a previous clinic. And really got along well with him. And about 6 years ago, I came over here where he had opened up Patriot Prosthetics. And he told me that they had this new 3D printed leg out, and asked if I would like to try it. So there are some positives to it. Like I said, the weight is a big one. But I also like the fact that it floats. I spend a lot of time at the lake. I spend a lot of time in the pool, and I've always taken my legs off before getting in the water. And I've always kind of dreaded the thought of falling off the boat with the traditional
heavy
leg and thinking that thing's going to drag me to the bottom. And I'll have a choice, either drowned or pop the thing off and let it sink to the bottom of the lake, and then I'm going to be out a leg. I didn't expect it to float, but Dallas made me the water leg. And first time I got in my pool, it's like, man, I don't even need to wear a life jacket. This thing will hold me upside down in the water.
Hang on to my leg, I'll save us.
It's kind of got an alien look to it, and I really like that. So, if I ever become a movie star, I can play the part of going after Sigourney Weaver or something. I guess I do still run on an elliptical, which I'm able to keep contact with the pedal as I'm running. So I do get a little bit of cardio. But if it wasn't for paying for a $3,000 elliptical, it'd be a hard thing for me to get the cardio workout that I should be getting every day. I do
fishing, you said?
I do fishing, do a lot of swimming. I do gardening, or almost farming. I've got about 20 acres, so it's a good sized farm.
Nice. What do you farm there? What do you grow?
Melons, cantaloupe, and watermelon. Dallas told me that if I get it muddy and stuff, I could just hose that thing off. And I thought, oh man, this is going to be fabulous, because sometimes I get out in the garden and it's pretty muddy.
Yeah.
And in the past, with the traditional legs, I'd always gotten some Walmart sacks and wrapped around my feet and tied rubber bands or something around the top of them to keep the mud from getting into my prosthetic.
Yeah.
So I decided, hey, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use that water leg to get out there in that mud.
First fitting was wow. Literally stood up, did some weight bearing exercises, and was wow. Yeah, I could definitely feel some of the flexibility and forgiveness of the device, if that makes sense. Coming out of a rigid carbon style socket
with a metal pylon,
and a foot that's dynamic, you know, carbon fiber that has some flexibility there, but having the entire unit that is moving with your body, I think was just a eye-opening experience for both the patient and myself. I think the support from the Limmer team has been exceptional, via conference call, text, email, phone, FaceTime. That's probably number one for me, especially as a clinician. When if something comes up and I'm needing assistance, there's somebody there in the Limmer team that is ready to go at almost any time. And if I don't know, I'm going to find somebody that will. And you get a phone call 10 minutes later. So that is number one. And number two is the device, the versatility. I was obviously skeptical to a degree, just being 20 years of traditional prosthetics, even joint and corset style, old school, conventional prosthetics that we've done in the past, and then something like this. There's always a little skepticism, but willing to try new things, and now that I've had patients be so successul with it and see the versatility of it, that would be the second big thing for me. More and more of my patients are using the device as an everyday prosthesis.